remember about my dad in high school?
Well, I think John was out of high school by the time I got in there because I went in like 41 or not, probably just after the world. I still went in 40. And I didn't see John there, but I seen Cousin Leo all the time. I know he was on a swimming team, and I know John was supposed to enjoy swimming very much. He was on a swim team too.
But did my dad play basketball?
That I don't recall, because I think your dad was out of school by the time I got in.
Okay.
And he might have been over to college already. When did he go to WashU?
I don't
he came
remember.
out of the service?
Maybe
because he was in the Navy or OTC. That's how he got into the Navy.
Right. Do you remember anything about him going into the service or any of that stuff?
No, but I know when I went into service and they shipped me over to Hawaii, I tried to get in touch with your father. I found a place in Hawaii, Honolulu, there around Pearl Harbor, into the area. I got in contact. I went over to that area where they told me to go, and I spoke to some of the officers out there, and I said, "Would you tell me where I could find a Lieutenant John Steinchess?" He said, "Well, you just missed him by 2 days. You just shipped out."
Oh, that's terrible.
So this had to be like in, let's see, I went in 43, so this had to be like October or November of 1943, and I missed him by 2 days. But there was a time when I was out in the South Pacific on a little island for about 2 years in the Marshall Gilbert area, and Gene Hetkowski and I would always ride back and forth. And I always mentioned, now if you have any idea where I might be at, because they censor letters or certain things, but see if you can look me up. So one day I was at the waterworks. I was making fresh water for the officers and the chief petty officers in the chow hall. And Master at Arms of the day came over and says, "Hey, Sulzer, is there somebody out there on a
aircraft carrier?"
No. They're out there on a ship, a supply ship.
Oh, okay.
USS Sirius out there. They're looking for somebody by the name of Ted Sulzer. So he says, "The Lieutenant so-and-so wants you over to his office right away." And here it turned out it was my Uncle Gene Hetkowski. So we got together. We spent a couple hours on the island driving them around, which is about 4 2/10 miles on the perimeters. And the next day, I spent the whole day aboard his ship. I ate with the crew, slept up in the wheelhouse overnight, and had pictures taken aboard ship. And the next day, went back to the island. We visited a little bit a while, and then he had to take off. He had to weigh anchor.
So you never did catch up with my dad, but you saw.
No, I never did catch up with John, but I'm sure. In fact, when I came home one time, I told John where I was at, and he showed me pictures before the island was bombed by his squads. As I heard the noise out there.
That's amazing.
And what it looked like before and afterwards.
Sure.
But the island I was on so small, and they had pillboxes there in the hangars on one side of the island. They were all blown up, and we were working by the two-story bomb, great big blockhouse that had supposed to have ammunition in it, where we set our waterworks and tanks like that. So all the liquor, the water we made would gravity flow over to the chow hall, over to here, over to there.
So the fact that my dad was an aviator and flew airplanes, was that pretty cool?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Them guys used to come in and he might have been landing on an island. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You never know. But we had a Marine Air Group come on quite a bit. And normally the best pilots in the Navy, it's either about the top 4 pilots in the Navy go into the Marine Air Group.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we were bombed one time, and then